Welcome to the drill down session of the GPS Tracking Academy. We have every other Friday here. This one we are focusing on getting started. And what we mean by that is we're going to ship a product to you, and then from that point to the point when you're actually on our system, there's a lot of steps in there. So we're going to talk about that a little bit and go into more detail. Before we get things started though, I want to remind you that, well, first of all, let me just back up and say, my name is Sam and this is Rich. We'll go to the very, very beginning. So I also want to remind you that we are on Facebook and on Twitter. So it's facebook.com/US Fleet Tracking or twitter.com/US Fleet Tracking. And you can always reach our technical support Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that number's on your screen now. It's 405-726-9900. Give our text down there a shout, and they'll walk you through any of this process that we're about to walk through now. So you've got a device, or if you don't have a device, we've got a new feature we want to talk about really quickly. It's not really a feature as much as it is we're kind of the first ones to do it. So go ahead and tell us about how you can get one of those devices now.
So let's say if you're going to start off, first thing you probably want to do is buy that product. Let's say you want to get that product. So when you go to our website, if you go to products, again, we're starting fresh, then you want to say, let's say, Sam, you want to buy a couple ATV3s. Let's go with 10 of them. And go to update. So there's a total. And then once you hit checkout, you can pay by PayPal, credit card, by any method.
Yep.
And then you fill out your information, just to even give you a quick rundown.
Simple process like you would order anything else online.
Exactly. So once you place your order, we receive it on this end, and then we get it shipped out to you on however many days you wanted it. Okay. So to get started, once you receive your device, once you receive it now, we do send out a little brochure explaining what you need to do, but sometimes there's still some confusion, or I always say, what do we do once we receive it? You know, should I call up first to activate? Should I just install? How should I go about doing this? So the first thing you always want to do, and more of a recommendation, is when you know you're going to be installing the device, give us a call ahead of time and get that activated. Because it roughly takes about an hour to get activated. Okay. And that's where we get your billing at that time for monthly service. So we don't actually get that information when you purchase it. Even though you might fill in a credit card or you give us the payment information, we don't actually save that for monthly service. So when you call us to activate the devices, that is when we will ask for billing information for the monthly service, the reoccurring service.
Which you have to have in order to log into our system.
That's right. Okay. Now, we prorate you from that day to the end of that current month. And then we automatically bill on the first of every month for that entire month. Okay. And then whenever you want to turn off, if you're like, hey, don't need it, some of those lawn seasons or the certain seasons, I'm sorry, but they keep them on for the winter for snow removal, and then they want to shut them off for the summer. So you just want to give us a call before the last business day of that month, and then request which devices you want turned off. Okay. And then for deactivation, we always require an email. Give us a call, normally is what you do, and then you just send us an email requesting which ones to get turned off.
Yeah, we really want that confirmation. Otherwise, just a phone call, I can't always track that back. So.
Well, and it's also just security.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want one of your employees calling us going, I don't want to be tracked. And they call us up, and then even if they have some basic information, if we just deactivate by phone, next thing you know, why is my device not tracking? We require that email because if we see maybe it doesn't look like some red flags might get popped up, we'll try to reach out to you and say, hey, did you really request this, deactivation? For security purposes, because you're dealing with tracking devices. So.
Yeah, and one of those security purposes is we really need the serial number of the device, which kind of leads us back into once you get the device in your hand. Make note of that serial number. A lot of times it's on the box itself, on the outside of the box. If it's not, just turn the device over. It's on one of the stickers always on each of our devices. Just jot down that serial number because that's going to identify for us that specific device that we can tie into our system.
Exactly. Or if you just have a hard time finding it, again, give us a call at that 405-726-9900. Talk to our tech if you have any trouble finding it. We can also pull up your account and look on there. We'll do whatever we can to help out.
Yeah. So now that you've got the device and you've got it activated and there's service running on it, and just as a reminder, I'm sorry this might be a little marketing speak here, but I want you to remember that we're no contracts unless you do an agreement with us in order to get some devices, but we prefer the no contract option because we like our service to speak for itself. If it's useful for you, we want you to keep it in there. If there's a moment when you need to turn that off, you've got something else going on in your business that you might want to reallocate those funds to, we don't want to be there stopping your business. We want to help your business grow. And ultimately, we want to be a revenue stream for your business so that not only does it pay for itself, you can actually make some money. Maybe that's through saving on vehicle maintenance or saving on fuel costs or whatever the case may be. Even insurance, there could be a saving there.
Yep.
So now that you've got that, the device is active, the device has service, it's to get it installed. So I know each one of the devices are a little bit different. They meet different needs. If you've got a question about which one you'd like, we do have a compare devices button. It's a green circle with a white check in it. You're more than welcome to look through there. But if you're still a little, it's going to be up in the upper left-hand corner, but if you're still a little lost as to which device you might want to get, you could always give our tech support a call or even our sales team a call, and they will make sure that you get the right product. They want to make sure that you have the right product, and it's not about selling you a product you don't need. We want you to have the right one so that you might get your needs met now, but in the future you want to add additional features or whatever the case may be. So if you have any questions, give us a shout on what that is. And you can find our telephone number on our website, usfleettracking.com. So you've got the devices. So we'll go, let's say, we'll just choose the ATV3 as an example. So that one has a 3-wire installation, and it's the power, ground, and then ignition. Get that installed and get it as high in the vehicle as you possibly can. You can still get it underneath the dash that's plastic in most cases, but avoid metals like you normally would. We're dealing with cellular transmission as well as GPS signal received in. So get a nice, good view of the sky if you can. Once that's all installed, everything's put back together, verify it. We always say take it for a drive. That sounds silly, but take it for a drive and see if it tracks.
Well, the big thing too is when you call and activate, one thing is that's also where you'll set up your login ID. That's where you're going to give us your username and then the password that you created, and then what devices are going to be put on that account. Because one thing about our system is you can have multiple accounts. Because if you want a manager to be able to see a specific type or how many, and then let's say the owner though wants to see the entire fleet, but a manager only wants to see 2 of them. So that's also where you would inform us on saying, hey, here's what I would like to set up when first setting up is what that would be. So
once you've got your account and you've taken it for a drive, now it's that getting the very basics done. So there's some things it starts tracking immediately, and there's some things that you can do very quickly to make your life a little bit easier. If you want to go ahead and log into our demo account really quickly, it's going to be things like, let's name the device. It will default to its serial number. But if you, for some reason you don't want the serial number, you can change that too. So what Rich is doing is he went to our website, usfleettracking.com, clicked in the upper right-hand corner that tracking login button, which takes him to this page. He's logging into a demo account for us right now. This one, the demo account already has the flags labeled, already has some icons changed, but let's just show them how easy it is to change that information really quickly.
Yeah, so what it's going to actually, the first thing you'd see right when you log in is actually just numbers. They're going to be the serial numbers of the devices that you just installed. Now, one thing we always recommend is right when you get it installed, I highly recommend, if you can, take it for a quick test drive. Have that installer take it for a quick test drive, just so you know that the install or placement is good. Because what's one of the most awesome thing to do is right when you first get it installed, you log into your account for the first time, you go, hey, can you take it for a quick test drive? And you start driving around, and next thing you know, you see it moving on your screen. So once you start seeing it move, you want to click on the icon, and this is where you can see that information, how fast they're going, where they're at. Talking to them on the phone, you could be like, oh, hey, I saw you just take a right-hand turn. It's awesome. I mean, every time I've talked to a customer and that happens, the awe on them are just like,
get the wow factor.
Wow, yeah. And what's even better is when they're like, hey, can you see me waving? And we say, well, the images on the map are, it's Google, it's an overlay. So it's not 100% live. Maybe one day we'll get there.
We're good, but we're not military grade good.
Exactly. Exactly. So once you go on there, and instead of seeing that serial number up there, like this is what it would look like. You just come over here to options, and this is where you change the vehicle name. So this is now what we can name by employees or whoever you might be tracking. This is where you'd put that there.
Yeah, it could be Truck 1, it could
Yep.
be Snowplow 15, it could be anything that you want to name it. You could have letters and numbers that mean something to you, that mean something to
Yep.
mean nothing to anyone else. It's your call.
And then you come on over here, and this way you can change the colors of the flag. So I'm going to move this. You're going to see that little flag right there with the name. That's where you can change that color. And then the final thing, you can actually go to icon, and this is where, you know, let's say it's an emergency vehicle. Well, if it's an EMS, now you can change it to that. And then once you're done, you just hit save, and it changes that icon.
Okay. And since he's in a demo account, he's not going to save that right now. So, but that is roughly the quickest way to get things rolling for you. So that's the getting started. So you've gone all the way from no product in your hand to getting the product to getting it activated and service started and the account started, getting the device installed, taking for a test drive, and then some very basic changing on the map. So that's changing the icon, changing the flag name, changing the flag color. What makes that really useful is if you have a team of 50 trucks or so on, or more than 50, you can start to compartmentalize those or group them, if you will, not only by grouping them in the system, there is a way to do that in our system, but also grouping them by color and by icon, making it very easy for your team to dispatch wherever your service calls might be throughout the day. And if you use our grouping feature, you can look at a single group and show it even better. So we make it very easy for you to get things going. But there are some times when it's just like, that just does not make sense to me. Why does that not make sense to me? And so hopefully we've got tech support there to help you out. You can always chat in on our chat feature, which is within our system. And I believe you're seeing our tech support's information right at the moment. So give us a shout if you ever have any issues at all. And trust me, we have heard it all, and there is no judgment on this side. We want to make sure that you get the most out of your live GPS tracking system from US Fleet Tracking that you possibly can. So if you've got any more questions or you want to jump back into anything we've done before, please check out our YouTube page. It's youtube.com/US Fleet Tracking. You can watch all of our the basics of GPS tracking, which are our hour-long session. It really walks through our system. And you can also watch our drill down sessions, which is one like this one to get things started. We go into alerts, we go into reports, into device maintenance, we go into the historical playback. All the features of our site, we take each one of those out and we do a drill down session to show you a little bit more about how you can get the most out of the system. So we do it every other Friday. So right below us, there is a place for you to register for the next one coming up, which is on March 18th. And I believe the name of that one is called Setting Up an Alert Notifications. So that's going to be where you can use those geo fences, you can use those speed alerts, you can use stop alerts and idling alerts, alerts to help you when you're not logged into the system, really understand how to use our system. So don't forget about Facebook and Twitter, which is facebook.com/US Fleet Tracking or twitter.com/US Fleet Tracking. We'll be glad to help you out there as well, and you can follow some of our information about the industry and some tips and tricks to help you throughout your day. So for Rich and myself here and the folks in the back who are helping us produce the training session today, we really thank you for being part of this, and thank you for being a customer of US Fleet Tracking. It's because of you that we have such a great company. So enjoy your afternoon, and thank you for joining us.